This is the third of 5 short videos reviewing basic geometry. In this video, our focus will be on finding area. So area is the surface inside a two-dimensional or a flat shape, like the shape seen on the screen here. It is measured by determining how many squares of a certain size are needed to cover the flat surface inside a shape. Thus, units for measuring area will always be square units. So some examples of square units could be square inches, square feet, or square meters. On this page we see some common formulas for finding areas. So I'll just review those, then we'll try some examples. The area of a rectangle is area equals length times width. So length times width would give the area of a rectangle. For a triangle, area is 1/2 the base times the height, where the base is taken to be this distance here, and the height would be that length there. And to find the area of a circle, we use pi r squared. So again, remember from our previous video that r, the radius, is the distance from the center of a circle to the outside. And pi is the irrational number, 3.14159 ... that never ends and never repeats, so we'll be using a decimal approximation for pi in this video of 3.14. So let's try it out. Our first example asks us to find the area of the rectangle shown below, where the length is 5 inches and the width is 3 inches. So we saw a moment ago that in general the formula for the area of a rectangle is length times width. So for our example in particular here, we're going to be multiplying the length of 5 inches by the width of 3 inches. So 5 inches times 3 inches will give us an area of 15 inches squared. So that's how many square inches it would take to cover the shape I've shown at left. Just to break that idea down a little bit more. So let's say for my width here, I broke it. This is not going to be very perfect, but you'll get the idea. So there's little segments, and then breaking it down 5 inches this way. So if this were a perfect sketch, you could count up the little squares I've created just by breaking it down based on the length being 5 inches and the width being 3 inches. You could count up each of these little squares that I'm outlining in yellow, and there would be a total of 15 squares. So that is why our area, again in this case, was 15 square inches. Now, when we have a triangle, in general, our formula again is half of base times height. So it's basically like saying half of a rectangle. So in our case here, we have a base value, which is going to be 8 inches. So we'll be using 8 for the base. And the height is given as 3 inches. So sometimes I multiply my base and my height first, and then I just divide that by 2. That's pretty much all it means to multiply by 1/2. So 8 times 3 is 24. Dividing that by 2, we can find that the area of this triangle would be 12 inches squared. So again, inches times inches leads to that square measurement of inches squared. So notice that sometimes in geometry problems, the diagram includes values that aren't used. So just notice again that I didn't need this distance here, the length of that side being 5 inches, nor did I need the length of that side being 5 inches. Those values would have been needed for perimeter. So careful with the information, only use what you need. And then let's take a peek at a circle. So find the area of the circle shown below. Well, the circle we're looking at here has a radius of 3 meters. 3 meters is the distance from the center to the outside. In general, our area of a circle formula says that area is equal to pi times the radius squared. So if we use our decimal approximation for pi of 3.14, and we use the radius of 3 meters squared, because again it's the radius squared, then we basically have 3.14 times 3 times 3, so squaring 3 just means 3 times 3. So in this case, our area would be approximately 28.26 meters squared. So you can verify that 3 times 3 is 9, and then 3.14 times 9 would have given us our 28.26. So the area of the circle is 28.26 square meters. So that's a little bit about area. The next video will talk about volume, so look there next.